The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18 plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, King Charles has been here for His Royal Highness for 2 days, 3 days, but some of his people are still here. And we have a special guest today?
Yes, we do. We have Will Straw, who is the CEO of the King's Trust. Of course, they do huge charity events. And I just want to say, I'm the biggest fan of the Royals. It was amazing. And I had tears in my eyes to see the King and the Queen here. Talk about the success.
Will Trust, let me tell you, sir, he did the greatest job. He made worldwide news on his speech at the White House and his speech to Congress, and I think he did miracles this time.
I think it's been a wonderful week. The King is the world's most experienced diplomat, and he came here to the United States. He's obviously got a fantastic relationship with President Trump. He's been able to visit the capital.
Did he bridge the gap between some of the things that happened in the last couple of weeks?
That's for you to judge, but but I think
he's in charge of the foundation.
Yes.
You can't say politics.
All right, I'll say politics. Yeah. I actually think he did. I'll tell you, I thought you guys, his speech at the White House was amazing. He truly, to John's point, was an incredible diplomat, such grace, but also humor.
Yeah.
And some of my favorite moments, he goes to talk to the kids in Harlem at the school. And then he also went to 9/11, of course, the memorial, where he spoke with John and others and the families. I mean, it was just such a powerful visit.
The whole trip has had the things that he's interested in. And, he's been such a great advocate for young people, particularly young people who perhaps haven't had the advantages that he had. So at this gala that we did last night, the King's Trust Global Gala, we had young people from the programs that the King's Trust is delivering here in New York and in Chicago, young people at public schools who perhaps haven't had those opportunities, who are joining entrepreneurship, education. We're trying to encourage them to think about setting up their own business. They're coming up with brilliant business ideas. And the King, among all the glitz and glamour at our event last night, Lionel Richie and Anna Wintour and Stella McCartney, all those celebrities, he met these young people and really, really wanted to talk to them, hear about their experiences.
I heard my daughter and my wife had a good time.
I had the great pleasure of sitting on the same table as your wife and daughter. I'm glad they had a great time. I certainly had a great time chatting with them. You've been such a wonderful supporter of the King's Trust as well, John. We're incredibly grateful to you. And all the generosity we saw last night. We raised $3 million last night.
Oh my goodness, that's huge. We need an applause.
To help children of the world.
We need an applause for that, because that is huge. How much did you raise again, Will?
$3 million.
Wow,
yeah.
bravo.
And this is the 5th year we've done it. And this was a record for us, a record.
Well done.
And I got to speak to His Royal Highness for a few minutes yesterday, and he, I wore, especially because I know he likes ties from Athens.
That's right.
I wore one of those blue ties that he likes from Athens, and he pointed it out. He says, "I like that tie."
He will have loved that.
I will send you one for him.
That would be wonderful, because, of course, he's got his family background goes to Greece. And when we set up the international branch of the King's Trust,
his dad, Prince Philip, was Greek.
That's right, exactly.
Yes.
And so he's got a very strong affinity with Greece. You, of course, know His Royal Highness Prince Pavlos, the King's cousin.
You know where you're sitting right now?
Tell me.
He usually sits in that chair.
Is that right?
Yeah, we love him.
Prince Pavlos is the vice president of King's Trust International. And when we set up the international branch, because it had been primarily a UK charity until 11 years ago, when we set up the international branch, the King said to Prince Pavlos, "I want your support getting the programs going in Greece." And so we now have programs in schools across Greece, helping young people who are not so academically minded to gain the skills that they'll need in the world of work. And we also run programs in Crete and some of the other islands, helping young people to set up their own business or to find entry-level roles, young people who are not in education, employment or training. So we've been so proud to get programs going in Greece, but we're also right across Africa. We're in India and Pakistan. We're in the Caribbean. We're in Canada. We're in Australia and New Zealand. And of course, we're here in the United States as well.
Wow, beautiful. What about Poland? Are you in Poland?
We're not, I'm afraid.
Oh, we got to work on Poland
we
for
do.
you.
Yeah,
I'm half Polish.
Are you?
Yeah,
okay,
half Polish, half Danish.
Well, that'll be the next,
All right.
the next country.
No wonder I say, something's rotten in Denmark.
I know. He tries not to say it anymore now that he sits next to me.
Yeah.
What else would you like to tell the American people?
Well, I'd love to.
Maybe 1 million listeners could be listening right now.
Incredible. Well, you've built such an incredible audience, John. And, I think what I want people to know is that, the King's Trust tries to deliver His Majesty the King's vision. His Majesty has always talked about giving young people a hand up, not a hand out. This idea of finding that resilience inside young people, helping them to find their own confidence, their own ideas, and help them to realize those. So really what we do is we try to help young people either to get an entry-level job or to start their own business. We do that with young people who are adults but not in education, employment or training, or with young people in schools who, maybe haven't had the best start in life, maybe come from a difficult background, maybe thinking of dropping out. And we've got these incredible results. So, you can read about us online. We're a charity, so we're always looking for new donations, new ways to raise the message.
Beautiful.
Well, Will Straw, CEO of the King's Trust, representing King Charles, thank you so much for being on. And